see if we talk about the scholar warrior. And I think that's quite relevant to what we're talking about now in terms of health as well, because he said you can read a lot of stuff and have a good understanding of how things work, but not have the experience. You can do lots of practice and have lots of experience, but not really much understanding or knowledge of how things work. And the scholar warrior has both. The scholar warrior has a philosophical and logical understanding of how things work, and has a practice as well, not just being a scholar who's brilliant at remembering things because that's the way that their brain works, but has no actual experience and really can't put it into everyday function. And for me, it had to be functional and it had to be usable in order to have that benefit as well. And so the scholar warrior aspect of the Shaolin arts really appealed to me, because the more we practice, the more we can get interested in what it is that we do. And the more interesting that we do, the less it feels like school when we're learning about the stuff. Because if it's just information going in and you've got nothing you can really do with the information, I don't know about you, but it kind of, for me, gets a bit boring. So it's like, great. But what do I do with that? You know, it's like having statistics, isn't it? It's like, oh, that sounds really interesting, but what do I do with that? If we're going to put something into action every day until that becomes almost automatic or automatic, then we have to find the time and remember to do it. If we don't remember to do it, the day will go past and another day has gone. And maybe our systems have benefited from that day and maybe they haven't. But if we go through the day with little or no awareness, how do we know? And so a lot of the practices will talk about awareness of self, environment, and others in order to help us feel more connected, because that's what we really all want, is to feel much more connected internally, externally. So what we're doing in terms of that scholar warrior is you've got to do the practice. No good just having an understanding. But if we don't have an understanding to it, we're missing a part of our practice, because it then becomes not personal to ourselves. When we have a greater understanding of our own needs and our own body, then we can have a personal practice that suits us. And so what's happened, as you know, through my teaching the Shaolin arts on these online classes, is it's not like I learned the Shaolin arts in terms of levels 1 to 10 in Kung Fu. It's become a personal Shaolin arts practice for you according to your needs, but drawing together those things. But we've got to understand what it is that you need in order to get best help with that as well. Or you can just come to a class where you have a nice practice and you go away and think, that was very nice, but what of that can I apply tomorrow? And so it's not that those classes where you come and do a practice of fitness practice isn't any good. Of course it is, bless you. But for me, I want it to go that next step. Yeah, always that next step, which is, and then what, and how, and then what, how am I going to use that?